Oh.
How can you describe yourself, who you are and what you're doing?
Actually, when I was sort of discovering this system that now I teach to others, I didn't even know that the practices that I was doing would actually support other women also. When I started to share it with others, and the feedback was so tremendous, such a life-changing experience, I thought, oh, actually it's not only for me.
Do you remember your first dance?
Yes. First of all, I always have been someone that liked to support others. So, and I say it also in my training, I'm like a ferocious mama lion that I want to support all the women to rise into their power, and I feel like protective of women who come to my circles. And even as a young girl, a little girl, 5 years old, my little sister, she was trying to stand up in her crib. And I remember I was helping her stand up, and then she stand and I'm like going wild, dancing, and then she fall and I help her again, and every time it looked like I was in a trance party. I was going wild, celebrating her. Because I saw that footage my mother showed me recently, and I was like, I'm exactly the same still. But the first time that I remember experience ecstasy through dance, one of my best friend's mothers demonstrated to me Sufi whirling. And I remember we were about, I think, 8 years old. And I remember we were spinning, and then falling on the ground and laughing. And spinning, and I just loved this practice. And it was very powerful when I reunited with those practices, and also the whirling practice. And other practices that just induce our birthright to experiencing deep states of ecstasy in our body. So, yeah, I feel, all of the practices are sort of unveiling these deeper states of ecstasy, and how we can actually inhabit our bodies as women in day-to-day life. And I'm very grateful to be transmitting and translating some very ancient rituals and practice to a language that applies for the women of today.
Yeah. I know that in some way you connect also with Poland. Now we are here in Poland. If you have to say one short message for Polish women, can you say something?
Yeah, it's very strong for me to come to Poland because my grandmother was born in Poland, and she lived in Warsaw until she was 17 years old. And I always wanted to connect deeper to my roots, and it's been a very strong journey this time because my organizer Anya, she took me in the streets of Warsaw, in the old city. And I was walking the streets and imagining my grandmother as a young woman walking the streets, and I felt so much love and energy in my body, feeling so connected to my roots. So I'm very, it feels like a great blessing to bring the healing of these practices to the same land where my grandmother was from, and to the women of Poland. So I'm very, very grateful to reunite with the land.
Do you know any word in Polish? Just in the end.
Dziękuję.
Dziękujemy Państwu.
Dziękuję.
I zapraszamy na warsztaty na ZOLie.
Dziękuję.